When we initially started this particular submodel, we were prompted to go ahead and choose a section style. So this style determines what layers within my template, and this can be within Total Model or even a Model Builder model, should be omitted, i.e. the top parts should be omitted and which should remain. So let's have a quick look at model properties. In model properties, we chose a section style called default datum. As you can see there, out of the box within coming installed with Civil Site Design, we've got a few. Now default datum actually does a few things, and we're going to explore that in a little bit more depth now. Now the pencil icon will open up the section styles. What we're going to do is click OK and show you where that is, and because that's found on the Tools ribbon. If we click on the Tools ribbon and then click Section Styles, it sends you to the same form. So this is the style which was applied to our design when we started the submodel. Initially, the way that this set up is that if we look at the cells within the actual table here, any new layers, because we've got default here, any new layers of subgrade that are added to our model at any point will automatically have the bottom layer shown, meaning that we've got the bottom layer of the subgrade, which you can see down here, and the top layer, or the top part of that layer, the top line, omitted. Now, whenever you're starting a model for the first time, this style is being read. Once you have completed the process of creating your submodel, this style is no longer used until you add new layers of subgrade into your design, at which point you click Compute Section Style and the software will reread what's going on in here. It will not override anything that you've changed within your design. It only looks for new sections or new layers of subgrade that you've added. So if we continue to add new layers of subgrade into this design, as we've done in a previous video, every time we add a new layer, it will look for a layer 0, it won't omit the bottom, and it will omit the top. So on a previous video, we added an extra layer of subgrade. It immediately, when we clicked on compute, used this particular line here. Now there's a few things we can do in here. We can choose, if there is a new code going in or a new code pair going in, the style of line work which is shown, which is all covered in the display manager, the omitted style, which basically is the grey dash line work, and then if there is CAD output, so we can output 3D polylines of this, this line work in the drawing, we can choose what layer that is drawn on. You can see here we can automatically have a surface resolve being applied, which obviously in this particular circumstance is not something we would want. We can choose by default what that resolve is sampling to, whether or not it's the sampled surface or the design, and the direction of that particular resolve. So it's fairly straightforward. We have some other defaults in here. So the LEB to LBK layer 2, this is really where you would have your curb. So your curb would be layer 1 and your subgrade under your curb is layer 2. And what we're saying here is that if that code pair ever occurs, that we would want to resolve. And again, if you have a look at the surface resolve videos, you'll understand how that resolve is being applied and why it's being applied. So straight away you can just simply use this style and then manually go in and change your design in your submodel as you begin to look at it. We have other styles in here as well, for example all subgrade layers included, and this simply says any layer of subgrade that is added to the design, we want the top and the bottom to be displayed because they're not omitted, meaning that every single element of my design would have to be manually removed, which can be useful in certain circumstances. But it's important to remember that the style is only used when we create the model and when we use Compute Section Style, and Compute Section Style will look at these style entries here and only apply them to new layers only. It will not go in and override anything that has already been created. These styles are stored in your Common 10, so if you do want to begin to build a style that works for your particular code pairings, you can begin to use Add Section, which will look at new layers that you're adding in, and any project that you use this for going forward will have that particular layer already assigned. To save any changes, simply click on Save and Close.